What's up, Creamers? I'm Hot Joe, and I'm joined with my co-host, Sammy Daddy. We're here to talk the turkey, like Ted Turner, about professional wrestling.
I really don't know enough about economics to know whether what we're doing is right or not.
We're going to talk about the Wyatt 6. We're going to talk about AEW Forbidden Door 2024. And which former WWF superstar hates it when you allegedly light a cigarette indoors? All that on this episode of Room for So the Wyatt 6, WWE's big new storyline. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Sammy Daddy?
Last week on Raw, the Wyatt 6 made their much anticipated debut after what feels like years of cryptic messages, lights going out, Halloween stuff. And they definitely made an impact. So the big question was, what are they going to do to follow it up this week? This week, after Chad Gable rose from the dead and was victorious in his Money in the Bank qualifier match, Nikki Cross scared the shit out of him and proceeded to give a box to Michael Cole. The box was addressed for Pat McAfee, and it held a VHS tape that said, "Play me." After getting it back to the production truck, the video interview between Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. It touched on Bray Wyatt's death. Is Bo Dallas taking advantage of his brother's legacy? And was a very riveting piece of professional wrestling entertainment. I thought they did a very good job with the look and feel of it. And it was very, almost emotional to see what Bo Dallas was going through and what he was bringing up about his brother.
Wow, isn't that something? So what did Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy talk about, huh?
They got deep. It looked like a therapy session. But if the therapist needed therapy.
Well, that's something.
I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm wondering if they'll do more of these with the other members, maybe. Dig into motivations or what led them down this dangerous path of Wyatt sickness.
Whoa, Wyatt sickness. I like the sound of that. Former WWF superstar Flash Funk.
I love
AEW Forbidden Door 2024 is this weekend. Let's go over some of the matches. So we've got a trios match between the Learning Tree Chris Jericho, Brian Keith, and Big Bill versus Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook. I see Chris Jericho's team, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho's team taking the win on this one. I mean, I think it would be kind of preposterous to even imagine them losing. What do you think, Sammy?
I think that's a really fair assessment. I'm picking the same. I do really like Samoa Joe's team. I like all those guys and what they do. But I think where we're at right now, the Learning Tree continues to grow. And the only way they can do that is by getting a win in that trios match.
The next match we've got there is Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi from New Japan Pro Wrestling. What do you think's got that one?
I got Bryan Danielson. I think he's going to be on a roll. I think he's going to be fighting for the AEW championship sooner than later.
Oh, really? You think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I think it's time to get him in there. It's time to. I think the whole excitement about getting him there was that he was going to be champion at some point, and I think he's somebody that's going to get the fan. You know, you can talk about ratings or viewership or attendance, but he's somebody that's going to get it the people that are invested in AEW, they're going to be happy that he's the champion. Not that they're not happy with Swerve or Joe or MJF or whomever else, but I think that's somebody that everybody has been looking forward to becoming champion, and their window's closing. He's not going to be wrestling forever.
Boy, is that true. I think, too, that Danielson being AEW champion at some point only elevates the world title.
Yeah.
I feel like AEW needs for him to have held their championship just for the sake of the prestige of the belt.
Yeah.
And I think that he appeals to the hardcore, pro wrestling fan base and the sports entertainment fan base, because he's, the Yes Movement. People have a history in there. I think he is a draw, and I think you're right. He should be the AEW World Champion someday. I do also agree in this match that he will beat Shingo Takagi from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And I have seen Shingo recently, with you showing me more and more New Japan, and I do like him, but just not.
It's just not his night.
Just not his night. Next up would be Hechicero versus MJF. I think that one's also one we're going to agree on, with MJF coming back. Mm-hmm. Hechicero not having as much of a following in the States as MJF.
Yeah.
I think it all adds up to MJF coming back.
I agree. I don't even think that much discussion needs to be had over this match. It would be very surprising and odd if Hechicero ended up getting the victory. I mean, I think CMLL seems to be okay with using AEW guys on their promotion and having them lose to their guys, and vice versa. Having their guys lose on AEW is perfectly fine with them. So I do agree. I kind of find the whole thing to be a little odd that they don't like Roosh. You know, like I don't know why. He's from CMLL. It's like, it's not like Penta or something.
Yeah.
Like, they seem like they're just super kind of I mean, I like CMLL, but they seem like they think that like no one else's opinion or anything matters but theirs. In this kind of scenario?
I can see what you're saying. I don't follow it enough to say specifically one way or the other, but from what the little bit I see, hear, or read, whatever, I like Roosh.
Yeah, Roosh is
That's
great.
what I got.
He's great.
I can remember, I think he was a free agent however many years ago, and he was one of those guys that is he going to go to WWE? I think it was even before AEW, so TNA. He had his pick of where he wanted to go, at least according to the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
And he was touted as one of those keep your eye on this guy, next big thing kind of guy. And I can see it. Like I said, I like it. He just needs that, I don't know, extra little push.
I hear you on that. The next matchup is Jon Moxley defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Tetsuya Naito. I was talking to you off camera about this. Seems like Naito has this one in the bag because most of it's unusual for the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion to not be in the G1. Naito's in the G1. Moxley isn't in the G1, so it just kind of seems like New Japan sort of spoiled this one by putting Naito in the G1. But I mean, why wouldn't they? I guess, right?
It adds up. Everything you've told me, I'm gonna pick Moxley for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mox too. Is there any other reason that you particularly choose Moxley? Are you a fan?
I like him.
Oh, good.
My son's name is Moxley, legally.
It's a great name.
And so I feel somewhat obligated. I can't root against Moxley because it's like I'm beating my child.
Yeah, which is, bad, and
we don't endorse that.
And people don't do that. You shouldn't do that.
No.
If you're beating if any of the creamers out there are beating their children, we'd like to ask for you to stop doing that, huh?
Hey. Cut it out.
All right, next up we've got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to win this one.
This is one that I thought is a toss-up. Just because I know it's Forbidden Door, and I know the whole point of it is to show, maybe I only see AEW, so here's some New Japan guys. Maybe I only watch New Japan, here's some CMLL.
You got it right.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And, but it's still an AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I feel like Orange Cassidy can win any match he's on almost any show, but especially an AEW show. But watching more New Japan lately, I feel like Zack Sabre is definitely not just winning, but it feels like he's winning for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think it'll continue here.
Yeah, I think so too.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of Trent, Statlander, Don
Right.
Callis, something to give you that, okay, well, Orange might have won if that didn't happen type of thing. But I think either way, Zack Sabre Jr. is going to
I have to say so too.
squeeze that orange.
He's gonna squeeze him good. Next up, we've got Timeless Tony Storm defending the AEW Women's Championship against Mina Shirakawa. Good friends with Mariah May.
Ooh, which one?
Both.
She's in both corners, I believe,
Mhm.
which I don't understand how that will work. Would she be like in the middle of the ring then?
You know, I don't know. What I would like though is for her to walk to the ring with one and then
And go to the
walk back and come out again with the second one.
If she doesn't do that, then
Yeah.
what's the point of this?
What's the point of anything?
What's the point of this Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, no, I think Tony Storm is probably gonna. I mean, it would be kind of crazy if she lost. But Stardom is really good,
Yeah.
and her opponent's very tough. But I just don't see any of the champions losing their title to somebody from another promotion.
Not this one.
No.
Definitely not this one.
No.
I'm real big on the Tony Storm thing right now. I think it's clicking still.
Yeah.
It hasn't got, it could get to a point where it's like, all right, we get it. It's black and white and you're
Right.
timey and tits out, watch for the shoe. It's
Yeah.
fun and it's still fun, but it hasn't run its course yet.
No.
Let's keep going. I don't know if it's going to be, I think she'll, I don't know the pay-per-view schedule, but I know there's some big shows coming up for them.
Right.
And I don't know if Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, I feel like those would be the kind of names that could put her in danger.
Yeah, especially Jamie Hayter, in my opinion.
But yeah, not
somebody
this
from another
Sunday
promotion on Forbidden
at
Door.
Forbidden
Yeah.
Door 2024.
No, not at Forbidden Door 24, as they call it. All right, and then after that, we've got Mercedes Moné defending the TBS Championship against Stephanie Vacour, who's defending the New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
Winner take all, right?
Winner take all. And I like Mercedes. I never really seen Sasha Banks that much because I didn't watch WWE.
Right.
And when she made her debut match in AEW at the last pay-per-view where she won the TBS title, I was like, oh, whoa, she's actually really good. People are not kidding when they say that. But I love Stephanie Vacour.
I've only seen one match.
Of hers?
At was it Resurgence?
Mhm.
I believe.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, she's good. I like her. So very similar to what you are saying about Mercedes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're flip-flopped where I did see a lot of Sasha Banks.
Makes sense.
I'm not the biggest Sasha Banks fan, but I'm not going to say she sucks or anything like that. And they've obviously probably spent a lot of money to get her there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
they made her the CEO for crying out loud.
right.
Yeah.
What do? They just give these wrestlers all these position
Right.
powers.
How is she not in the elite with that as her job title, by the way?
Just wait till Forbidden Door 24.
Whoa.
Heard it here first. I think Mercedes wins, though.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it seems like that. She was already a champion, and was that the belt she had?
Yeah. Well, she didn't have it. She was supposed to win it,
Oh, and then Willow.
but she got injured in the match, and then she just kind of called an audible and had Willow win it. So she's never held
So
it.
she probably was supposed to win that belt.
Yes.
So obviously they're already okay with her.
Because that was to crown the
Like,
first
that's
the first women's
Right.
champion of New Japan Strong.
So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that one. I think that'll be a really good match. That'll be one of the. I don't want to say steal the show because I feel like that it gets said about every match.
Sure.
But I think that's definitely one that people are gonna have at the top of their list when they're rating these matches on Monday.
No doubt. And also, every AEW pay-per-view, whether you like their storylines or their weekly TV show or not, they always deliver on their pay-per-views. And these are two really great wrestlers, so it's going to be a banger of a match. But I agree, Mercedes is definitely going to get the victory. I don't know. I would love for Stephanie Vacour to be in AEW one day or even in WWE.
I'm hoping that this is her, because I don't believe she's been on AEW before, as far as I know.
Other than these times
Previous to this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is her way to, because like I said, I want to see more. So I'm hoping this is her way to get a little more of a following here. Maybe AEW, like you said, WWE maybe will notice.
Yeah.
But I thought she was really good.
She is great.
I hope there's more. I want more of Core.
Man, that's just as good as Forbidden Door 24. You want more? Vakor.
I changed my pick to Core.
We've got the TNT title match, ladder match. All right, we've got Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry, Dante Martin, Lio Rush, and then To Be Determined.
So do you think maybe To Be Determined's a CMML guy?
It could be, but I kind of feel like it should be Danny Garcia, and he should win it.
I believe I did see.
But he's good. But he's
on Dynamite
going for the other belt.
They're in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And he's going to come out and address the crowd.
Is he?
So maybe it's something with that.
That would be sick.
Maybe that leads to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I imagine it's going to be him saying that he's going to start being serious and start going for a belt, and then it'll be on Rampage. That's just fantasy booking.
Poor little Garcia. Yeah, that's a great idea, man.
I don't want it.
They should give you the job.
Tony hasn't called me back.
No. Fingers crossed. Out of the people that we know so far in the ladder match.
Jungle Boy, maybe.
Yeah, that's
go with them
probably
all
the
having
safest
belts
pick. Yeah.
Maybe they do something to help. Maybe the Bucks come out.
Yeah.
Because they don't have anything going on, right? I don't believe they're
the Bucks. No, they're not on the show.
So maybe the Bucks come out and help him.
Yeah.
Maybe returning Hangman comes out and help him.
Yeah. I mean, I do think the Hangman's going to return on the show.
I'm curious I guess if Hangman's going to return, it might be a little bit later.
Yeah, like the next match after this.
That's still later.
I think Jack Perry's going to win it.
That seems to. It's more of a process of elimination.
Yeah.
I like Briscoe, but I don't think he's going to be.
And they started this whole thing off with the Bucks trying to just hand him the title, and then Christopher Daniels came out and spoke on behalf of Tony Khan and said, "No, we're going to do a tournament and this and that."
Lio Rush, I don't see it happening for.
No.
Dante Martin, all due respect, but no.
Not right.
Not right now.
I mean, if any of these people won it, I'd be happy.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
It's not one of those where, let me put it this way. If Big Bill was in the match and Big Bill won, I wouldn't be happy.
Okay.
I'm not a Big Bill guy.
It seems that way. Yeah. You're not a big Bill guy.
No. Not even a little Big Bill guy.
All right, so we're in agreement that Jack Perry is going to take the TNT title home with him.
I think so.
At Forbidden Door. Okay.
Unless there's a real wild card for that last spot.
Yeah, like John Cena makes his AEW debut.
Oh, if that's the case, I take Mark Briscoe.
You don't know what the sound effect I did was, but it's, yeah.
That was the last one, that's all I knew.
So then we have the main event, Swerve Strickland defending the AEW World title against Will Ospreay, the AEW International Champion, who is not defending his title.
I'm not a fan of that. I think if you got a belt, defend it, but whatever. I think this one is as much of a toss-up as any of the other matches we discussed. Both guys are... You can make a good case for either guy to win, or more so not lose. But I think Swerve does. I think Swerve pulls this one out. I know a lot of people, I think, are picking Ospreay because of All In or All Out, whichever one's in Wembley.
All In.
All In. And so I think maybe that does factor into it. Maybe I'm wrong. This is one that I would, if you're doing like a confidence pool, I'm putting this real for not a lot of points. I hope Swerve wins. I've liked Swerve for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm happy he's at the top. And he definitely needs to get, I know one of the complaints is his title run is not the most spectacular so far. Maybe he's not getting as much respect as he should for being in the position he is, but I'm hoping that it continues and that it does get to that point and it goes down as one of the better AEW World Heavyweight Championships.
Yeah, championship reigns.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Swerve wins, but if I was to put confidence points on it, I'd probably put the majority of my points on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Will Ospreay winning, and I believe what will happen is he will go for he'll attempt to do the Tiger Driver 91, realize that he's not going to do it because he doesn't do it anymore, he's retired it, and then Swerve wins the match with it.
the second of stalling.
Yeah,
Or
hesitation.
Thinking,
Yeah.
hesitation, yeah. Okay, I like that. That's good. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
And then you think Hangman comes back?
Maybe
after the match, or
I do think after the match when Swerve is celebrating his victory.
Nana?
Yeah. Exactly that. And and then our favorite Hangman Adam Page will run out there and just maul him. And then probably the rest of the Elite, I would think too. Or maybe we wait till some other part of the story beats for that. But I do think that he's going to be back with the Elite when he comes back.
I think with them bringing up Blood and Guts recently and needing a fifth, and the last time, even though they did suspend him from the Elite.
Yep.
That was the last time we saw Hangman. He was a bad guy last time I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And those Young Bucks are bad guys. And that Jack Perry's a son of a bitch.
Sure is. And speaking of bitch, Okada.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I was trying to work it in there, but
yeah.
So it only makes sense that's their 5, and then I don't know if it's your AEW 5. I don't know if you go. I don't know who you go with. Honestly, I'd have to
probably
sit there
Swerve.
and think about it. I assume Swerve. Yeah, this seems like the Acclaim's going with.
So we need 2 more people. Let's see. We've got.
I feel like
probably Eddie Kingston or
you try to match it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like exactly what you're doing. Hangman,
right.
Swerve, Bucks.
Maybe
Acclaim.
somebody in the ladder match.
I don't think Daddy Ass will be in there.
No, I would hope not. Yeah, but you never know. I guess that would be an easy one. Him and then whoever.
I don't know if he's going to do
in the TNT ladder match, maybe there's some kind of story of the match where somebody's about targeting
to win.
Jack Perry. Yeah.
Maybe Briscoe.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been doing the.
And he could be in it. All right, Creamers, that's all we've got for today.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, copy the URL, put it into a Word document, send it to your work email, print it on a color printer, take it to a local tattoo shop, have a local tattoo artist tattoo it right here on your heart.
We love you, and we wish you the best.
Fat bitch.